Most people waste years waiting for the perfect moment and never realize they're already holding everything they need. You're not stuck. You're waiting. And waiting, silently, is stealing your life. Every day you delay is a day that belongs to the person you could have been. This video is not motivation. This is a wake-up call. Because somewhere inside you, right now, there is a version of you that is done waiting. Let's find that person. Let's go. Pay attention. This is the thing no one tells you. You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You don't need a better situation. You need to start. Somewhere along the way, someone sold you the idea that you need to be fully prepared before you move. That you need the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect version of yourself. And so you wait. You delay. You tell yourself, I'll start when things get better. But here's the brutal truth, things don't get better before you start. They get better because you start. This is not a small mindset shift. This is the difference between people who build extraordinary lives and people who spend their entire existence in the waiting room of their own potential. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant, whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." You're looking at the clouds. You're watching the wind. And the harvest you were destined to produce is rotting in the field because you refused to plant while the conditions weren't ideal. Do you understand what that means for your life? It means that every single day you spend waiting for perfect circumstances is a day you'll never get back. It's a seed you never planted. A door you never knocked on. A life you never lived. The daily motivation you need doesn't come from outside. It comes from the decision, made every single morning, to work with what you have. Not what you wish you had. What you have. Stop waiting. Start now. Now here's where most people get confused about self-improvement, and I want to clear this up immediately. Your best is not someone else's best. Your best today is not even your best from 6 months from now. Your best is a moving target, it evolves as you evolve, and that's exactly the point. You are not competing with anyone else's timeline, anyone else's resources, or anyone else's capacity. You are competing with yesterday's version of yourself. And even that competition only serves one purpose, to reveal how much more is inside you. Theodore Roosevelt said it best, do what you can, with what you have, where you are. 5 words packed with more wisdom than most people apply in a lifetime. Not do what you wish you could do. Not do what others are doing. Do what you can. With what you have. Where you are. Here's a practical example. Imagine 2 people starting the same fitness journey. One has a gym membership, a personal trainer, and a chef. The other has a small apartment and a YouTube workout video. The first person might have better tools, but the second person, if they commit 100% to what they have, will still transform their body, their discipline, and their mindset. Because the tool doesn't build the life. The person does. Your success mindset isn't measured by your resources. It's measured by your resourcefulness. It's measured by whether you look at what you have and say this is enough to begin, or look at what you lack and say this is my excuse to stay still. Give everything you have to what you have right now. Stop. Read this again slowly. Right now, at this exact moment, you already have enough to take one step forward. Just one. That's all you need. Listen, when people talk about focus and discipline, they usually mean waking up at 5 a.m., working 12-hour days, and grinding until you drop. But that's not discipline. That's just exhaustion wearing the costume of ambition. Real discipline is quieter. It's the decision to show up on the days when you don't feel like it. It's the choice to do the work even when no one is watching. It's the ability to resist the temptation of comfort when you know that growth is waiting on the other side of discomfort. That's the discipline that actually changes lives. James 1 verse 4 says, "Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Perseverance doesn't finish its work in a week or a month. It finishes its work through consistent, daily action, through showing up again and again, especially when the results aren't visible yet. Here's something practical you can start doing today. Build what I call a minimum viable discipline. Pick one thing, just one, that you commit to doing every single day, no matter what. Not because it will change everything immediately, but because it trains the muscle of follow-through. A 10-minute walk. 5 pages of a book. 1 paragraph of writing. 1 phone call toward your goal. Small? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. The people who improve your life most dramatically aren't always the most talented. They're the most consistent. They're the ones who decided, at some point, that showing up imperfectly was infinitely more valuable than not showing up at all. Discipline is not a gift. It's a decision. Make it daily. Now look, I know life is not fair. I'm not here to pretend otherwise. Some of you are dealing with financial pressure, broken relationships, health challenges, or environments that seem to work against everything you're trying to build. I see you. And I'm not dismissing what you're carrying. But here's what I need you to hear. Your circumstances are a starting point, not a stopping point. They describe where you are. They do not define where you're going. And the moment you confuse description with destiny, you surrender your personal growth to forces outside your control. Think about Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist. Stripped of everything, his freedom, his family, his possessions, inside Nazi concentration camps during World War II. And yet, even there, he discovered something profound. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. If a man in those conditions could choose his mindset, what exactly is your excuse? I'm not saying your pain isn't real. I'm saying your power is also real, and right now, your pain is getting more of your attention than your power. Flip that. Start asking different questions. Not why is this happening to me, but what can I do with this? Not why don't I have more, but what can I build with what I have? A mindset shift isn't a feel-good phrase. It's a survival strategy. And when applied consistently, it becomes a growth strategy that no circumstance can take from you. Your circumstances handed you the cards. You decide how to play them. Write this down. Seriously. I am not where I want to be yet, but I am exactly where I need to start. Say it out loud. Mean it. Then keep reading. Here is something the self-help world gets dangerously wrong. It glorifies the future so much that it makes you useless in the present. How many vision boards have you made? How many one-day conversations have you had with yourself? How many plans have you written without action to back them up? I'm not against vision. Vision is essential. But vision without present moment execution is just daydreaming with a prettier name. Proverbs 27 verse 1 says, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." That's not pessimism. That's a powerful reminder that today is the only day you actually own. Yesterday is closed. Tomorrow is borrowed. Today is the currency in your hands right now, and you can either spend it with intention or let it drain away through distraction and delay. Here's a daily motivation exercise I want you to try tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before you scroll, before you do anything else, ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do today that would make me proud of myself by tonight? Not a list of 50 things. One thing. Then go do that one thing before everything else tries to steal your focus. The compound effect of one intentional daily action is staggering. If you do one meaningful thing every day for a year, 365 intentional actions, do you understand what that builds? Skills, habits, relationships, results. A life that looks nothing like where you started. Positive mindset isn't naive optimism. It's the tactical belief that today's action matters, even when you can't see the full picture yet. Especially then. Don't waste today building monuments to what you'll do tomorrow. Let me ask you something direct. How much of your mental energy right now is being consumed by looking at someone else's life? Social media has made comparison an Olympic sport. You wake up, scroll through someone's highlight reel, and by the time you put the phone down, you've already decided that your life is inadequate. That your progress is too slow. That you're behind. But behind whom? By whose timeline? According to what universal schedule of success that someone apparently forgot to hand you? Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich something that many people overlook, that the starting point of all achievement is definiteness of purpose, your purpose. Not a borrowed purpose. Not a purpose shaped by envy or imitation. Yours. In the moment you anchor yourself to your own path, your own gifts, your own pace, your own definition of progress, the comparison trap loses its grip on you. Here's the improve your life truth about comparison. The only version of someone else's journey you see is the version they chose to show you. You don't see the failures, the self-doubt, the 3 a.m. moments when they almost quit. You see the result and compare it to your process. That's not a fair fight. That's a setup for misery. Instead of asking why aren't I where they are, ask what can I learn from where they are, and how do I apply it to my own path? Transform envy into education. Transform comparison into inspiration. That one mindset shift alone will recover hours of mental energy you've been wasting every single week. Stay in your lane. Your lane leads somewhere extraordinary. Everyone else's success is proof that it's possible, not proof that you're behind. Use it as fuel, not as a measuring stick. Now I want to talk about something that gets dismissed as soft, spiritual, or impractical. Gratitude. Because when you're in the grind, when you're working hard and the results are slow and life feels heavy, Someone telling you to be grateful can feel like an insult. Like they're asking you to pretend your problems don't exist. But that's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to practice something strategically powerful, the ability to recognize what is already working, while you work on what isn't yet. Philippians 4 verse 11 says, I have learned, in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. Notice the word learned. Contentment isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a skill you develop. And like all skills, it requires practice, especially when circumstances make it inconvenient. Here's the practical application. Every evening, before you sleep, write down 3 things that went right today. Not 3 things you're hoping for. 3 things that actually happened, even small things. A conversation that went well. A task you finished. A moment of clarity. Over time, this practice rewires your brain's attention system to look for evidence of progress instead of evidence of lack, and that shift in attention changes what actions you take tomorrow. Personal growth always begins with honest self-assessment. An honest self-assessment requires seeing both what's missing and what's present. Most people only see the gap. The high performers I know see the gap in the ground they've already covered, and that dual vision is what keeps them moving forward without burning out. Gratitude doesn't slow you down. It fuels the engine. Listen carefully, because this part might be the most internally uncomfortable one. There is a story you've been telling yourself about why you haven't done the thing yet. About why now isn't the right time. About why people like you don't get those kinds of results. You've been telling this story so long that it no longer feels like a story. It feels like truth. But it's not truth. It's a narrative, and narratives can be rewritten. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly, and yet, every single painful removal, every betrayal, every door that slammed shut, was quietly building the path to his purpose. Genesis 50 verse 20 captures it perfectly. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Joseph's entire story is a masterclass in understanding that redirection is not the end of your story. It is the shift that makes the ending possible. What has been redirected in your life that, in retrospect, you are now grateful for? Think honestly. The relationship that ended and forced you into yourself. The job that fell through and led you somewhere better. The friend group that dissolved and created the space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Redirection has a track record in your life. You have survived every removal the universe has placed on your path. And every time, something better emerged from the rubble. Do you trust that enough to stop fighting the process? I want you to imagine a man, let's call him Marcus. He had a business partner for 6 years. They built something together. Then, without warning, the partner left, taking half the clients and most of the confidence Marcus had in himself. For 8 months, Marcus described it as the worst period of his life. Then, forced to rebuild alone, he discovered a new direction for his business, one that tripled his revenue in 2 years and connected him with people who became lifelong collaborators. Today, he says, the betrayal was the best business decision I never made. The universe redirected him through a door he would never have chosen himself. Here is something the self-help world often glosses over: healing is not a performance, It is not something you do for an audience. True healing happens in the quiet, in the alone, in the uncomfortable hours when there is no one to distract you from your own thoughts and wounds. And that is exactly why the universe sometimes empties your social life before it fills it back up. You cannot heal a wound while it is still being reopened daily by the wrong presence. Dr. Maya Angelou said, "You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody." But how many of us have used relationships, even toxic, damaging ones, as a way to avoid facing the truth of our own worth? We keep people around not because they build us up, but because their presence distracts us from the healing work we are afraid to begin. When the universe removes those distractions, it is not being unkind. It is creating the conditions under which your deepest transformation can finally take root. Healing is the foundation of everything. Every growth you want to achieve, every upgrade in relationships, career, and purpose, all of it rests on the bedrock of genuine emotional healing. You cannot build something lasting on a foundation of unprocessed grief, unexamined wounds, and unacknowledged patterns. So when people leave, rather than rushing to fill the void, consider sitting in it for a while. Ask yourself what it is showing you. Ask what you have been avoiding. The answers that come in that sacred isolation are often the most important truths of your life. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every time you rush to replace a person who left, jumping immediately into a new friendship, a new relationship, a new social circle, you are choosing distraction over healing. And the wound does not close. It just goes underground, where it quietly shapes every relationship you have from that moment on. The bravest thing you can do after a loss is not to replace it immediately. It is to sit with the space and let it teach you. The universe is not removing people from your life to make you lonely. It is clearing the stage so the right cast can enter. Your next chapter cannot be written by the characters from your last one. Nothing, and I mean nothing, happens to you without purpose. This is not naive optimism. This is the central thesis of every wisdom tradition in human history, from the Bible to Buddhism, from Stoicism to modern quantum physics. There is an intelligence woven into the fabric of existence, and it is working for you even when, especially when, it feels like it is working against you. Every exit from your life serves a purpose that your current perspective may not yet be equipped to fully see. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Nazi concentration camps and went on to write Man's Search for Meaning, said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." The people who left your life, they changed the situation. And now, the challenge is yours. The challenge is to evolve beyond the identity that required their presence to feel whole. The challenge is to find the purpose in the pain, the direction in the departure, and the evolution in the emptiness. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is the hardest, most sacred work a human being can do. Ask yourself this: who are you becoming because of who left? What strength have you discovered in their absence that their presence was quietly suppressing? What dreams have you allowed yourself to dream again now that you are no longer trying to make yourself small enough to fit into a relationship that was never designed for your evolution? Every exit writes a new chapter. The question is whether you will pick up the pen, or wait for someone else to write your story for you. And remember the open loop I gave you at the beginning? I promised to reveal the one unmistakable sign that the universe is preparing you, not punishing you. Here it is. When the removal of a person creates more peace than panic, even if that peace is quiet, even if it's mixed with grief, that is the universe confirming you already knew it was time. Your soul doesn't grieve what was right for it. It grieves what it was attached to. And there is a profound difference between the two.